Good evening and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing a soft glam makeup tutorial. This is going to be so easy, anybody can do it. It's step by step, follow along and in real time as well. I will link all the products that I use in the description box down below, so do make sure you check that out before you leave. This will be perfect for party season that's approaching, but also a DIY bride, someone that doesn't wear a lot of makeup usually, wants to feel a little bit more special on their wedding day without going full makeup. It's going to make you feel like yourself but a little bit more special. So without further ado, let's start today's video. So I'm just going to shove my hair back out my face so I can get to literally all my hairline and everything like that. Obviously on my wedding day it would be much nicer than this. I'd probably be in rollers, but for now we're just gonna shove it back. Doesn't need to be pretty. So first of all, I'm going to go in with a radiance booster. I would recommend the Bobbi Brown illuminating balm. So I'm just gonna literally rub that over my face. It's going to give you a really nice like glowy base. And also don't forget your neck, because you will be blending your makeup into your neck too. Also, I would know at this point, you want to be doing your skincare about 10-20 minutes before you put your makeup on, just to let all your moisturiser and things sink in your face. But you don't want to do it like too far in advance. You want like a really perfect base. And I did exfoliate the night before too, just so you're not doing it on the day, but your face is like super smooth. So that has given me a really good glow, perfect base, because then I'm going to go in with my Wonder Glow Charlotte Tilbury primer. This is just going to even out my skin tone, and it's like a bit of a moisturising primer, this. So it's giving me all that moisture, it's locking in that initial base that we did on the face, and it's sort of like, yeah, evens out any skin tone, blemishes, things like that. And again, just rub that in circles, not forgetting the neck. I actually love this product. It smells really nice, but also like it does really give you that gorgeous glow. And it's the perfect under makeup primer. I love it. Next, I'm actually using a relatively new product. This one is the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. It's perfect and makes your makeup last all day. It's really grippy. So I'm just going to... So a relatively small amount of this around my nose to cover up any pores, on my chin. Sorry, but this also feels so incredible. It's so smooth. It goes on amazingly. Get that right in the pores, going it in. And then obviously the bit you have left on your hand, just obviously go over the rest of your face. Just going to add a little bit more to my T-section because I'd run out. So I'm just going to rub that in. I just love the feeling of products on my skin. It feels so nice. And these are like quite luxury products but relatively affordable. Now that is the perfect base. Like, my pores will be hidden in this makeup tutorial. So just to set that up, especially around obviously the areas you are going to be a bit more oily, around my nose, T-section, we're going to set it with this Laura Mercier translucent powder. Another product that I love. I've just gone with the translucent colour because obviously it's just to set everything in place. I'm just gonna get my brush and get the product from the lid around my nose, chin, and T section. Then we're going on with the next step, which is a foundation, and this is basically personal preference. It's whatever you're trying to achieve, whether you want a matte base, a glowy base, and also it depends on your skin type. So if you are more oily or if you are more dry, it all depends on that. But one that I think works really well is this Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have got this in the shade 1W2, which is the colour Sand, and this actually does have some SPF in too. I just think it gives a really light coverage, but it's buildable. So if you do like more of a coverage, if you've got scarring like I do on my cheek or any blemishes on the day, this is perfect. You can obviously cover twice in those areas and just sort of build it a little bit more. So I've got some on the back of my hand. Going to dab some on my face. Obviously you might want to take into consideration whether you'll be having like fake tan on your wedding day, or if you're going abroad for your wedding, if you'll have a slight colour like from being tanned if you're going before. You want to get the right colour for this. And we will be going obviously down the neck too. Just sort of blend it all in. So obviously this looks crazy at the minute. I'm going to take my beauty blender, get any product from the rest of my hand, just go in and blend that into my skin. Like I say, if you do have any blemishes or any areas you want to focus a bit more on, blend this all in and then go in with a slight other coat. I like to go around my ears as well with this, so your ears are matching your skin. Down the neck. Sorry, stunning. Don't miss that hairline, because you do not want, especially if you've got your hair up or even if you've got it down, to be honest, you don't want like two separate colours in your hair. I just think it looks obvious. You want it to look super blended in and like you can't even see that you've got your foundation on. So you probably want to spend a bit more time on this just to really work it into the skin. But how gorgeous is that coverage? Right, that for me, I love it. I don't know how good the camera is picking that up. That hardly looks like I'm wearing anything, but my skin is just all one colour. You can't see any of my redness around my nose. Even my under eyes, I think that's really hid some of the dark circles. So when we're going to go in with that concealer next, or in a few steps, then it's just going to work perfectly. So next we're going on with a cream bronzer. I'm using the Refy Onyx cream bronzer. This colour is beautiful, but I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender again. And I'm going to just sort of go in my contour areas. It is going to look a bit crazy to start off, but I will really buff this in together. And obviously remember, use a damp beauty blender. It just helps so much with that flawless finish. And I'm even going to go like slightly down my nose with this. So just really buff that out now. So once you're happy with how you've blended that, obviously there's no harsh lines. It is slightly more than I usually would wear. I'm pretty happy with that look. Super natural still, and it looks flawless. Next up, I'm going in with a concealer for under my eyes mainly. This one is perfect for long wear. It lasts hours and hours. I got this one. It's the MAC Pro Long Wear Concealer in the shade NW15, and you only need the tiniest amount. It goes on so beautifully. So a little bit on the insides, further down, and then just a little bit on the edges. Obviously this is what I've got left on my fingers. Apply that to your beauty blender and then just buff that into your eye. Obviously we just need to blend everything in together. I like to sort of dab it along the top of my eyelid as well while I'm doing this. So once I'm pretty happy with that, just obviously going to go in the bridge of my nose with whatever's left and a little bit underneath the bronzer. Once I'm happy with that, it still looks super natural and clean. I'm going to not leave it too long so it sets up. Go in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder again. Where's my brush gone? And I'm just going to set that up underneath my eyes. Do you see how that works? Like, this is still quite glowy, whereas this side, can you see the two halves of my face? Like, it makes the biggest difference, this stuff. We are getting somewhere. Look how good that looks. Next we're going to go in with our powder bronzer, and I'm going to use this one from Hourglass. It's the Ambience palette, and I really like this one because there's quite a few different shades. I like to mix this shade with this shade. It just gives the perfect colour, and I'm going to apply that on top of where we put the cream bronzer just to really lock everything in place. So I'm just going to go in with a fairly big brush so I can really buff it into place. So I'm just going to get a bit of both of those shades. You don't need to do this step if you don't want. I just think it sort of brings back the bronziness to your skin, if you know what I mean, because it sort of disappears. This is obviously going to make it last as well. And it is giving it a bit more of a matte finish. Don't worry though, we will be adding a bit more glow because I am a glowy girl. I like to have a little bit more of a shine. I just think it makes you look super healthy. So again, don't do too much. We don't want anything too harsh, but we still want to feel pretty. So I'm pretty happy with that coverage. So let's go on to the next step. This next step might be one of my favourites just because I think it brings the whole look together, and also it makes you come back to life a little bit, I think. So it is my blush step, and at the minute I'm torn between these three. So these two are powders, and then I do have this one which is actually a cream blush. I'm loving this shade at the minute. I think it all depends on the sort of occasion, so I would probably wear this one for a party or event at this time of year. It's giving more of a like mauvey colour. I'll just show you it. It's the M. Anacee. I have shown you this one before in the colour Jurass. So It's a bit more of like a mauve, I would say, whereas these two are a bit more like brighter. This is the Shelley Benefit Mini Blush. And then I have my Dior Glow, which honestly I've had for years. This one I would probably say is more of like a holiday sort of glowy blush, which I suppose if I'm getting married probably will be abroad. So maybe I'll mix these two colours together. Obviously if you do have different bronze blushes, absolutely fine. Go with whatever you prefer. I'm just going to go in with my blusher brush and mix these two together. And I like to start at the top and just work the blush into my skin. I do actually quite like to drag a blush sort of across my nose as well. Just think it gives like a sun-kissed look. It all depends on sort of the look that you're going for. Work that across my nose. Again, I don't want too much, but with blush I always find you need to go a bit more than you want because that's the first thing to disappear. So we're then going to add the shine back to our face, and I can't actually tell you what I'm using because I've used it that much that I've worn like the outer bit. I can just about see that it says something hefty highlight, so I don't think that's really going to help you, but basically it is a bit of a cream highlighter. I'm going to use my brush just on here. Again, I don't want too much, but I'm just going to go at the top of my cheekbone. I just think it looks so pretty. And it's going to catch the light really nicely on my nose, just sort of down the bridge of my nose, a bit on my eye bone as well, eyebrow bone, just a tiny bit there, so it sort of just brings the face back to life. And the Cupid's bow. Okay, so we're now on to eyes, and if you don't want to do this step, you don't have to. You can just go in with like your mascara and things now. Do I want a little bit of a smoky eye? Shall we try it? Yeah, let's try it. You obviously can skip this. I personally don't know if I'll be using like a smoky eye on my wedding day or not. If I do, it'll be very subtle, but we can trial it now and see how it goes. I also will be probably using this on my wedding day. It's so used and I don't even know if they still do it, but I really love this specific one. As you can see, it's like a gorgeous, gorgeous eyeshadow shimmer. It's this Dior palette. It probably looks different now. I honestly have had this for, I want to say like 10 years. Yeah, it's probably about that. But I'm gonna sort of go with like brown tones with this smoky eye. I don't want to go blacks and things because that's going to be too harsh. But yeah, I think just quite a minimal smoky eye. So with my eyeshadow, I'm just going to work a really light shade. I'm not sure if you can see that. Really light shade into the crease of my eye. This is going to help with like the blending. And I'm not going too much with this either. Obviously, I don't want it to be too harsh. So once I'm happy with that, I'm then going to use a slightly darker shade, and I'm going to sort of work it into the outer corner of my eye and blend it towards the centre. I just think this is the step that's going to make you feel a bit more glam. So, like I say, if you want to skip this step, you're more than welcome to. Really buff it out. Same on my other one. Obviously you want the outer corner to be the darkest. Make sure they're nice and even. Yeah, I think that is pretty good. You can sort of draw it just under the eye as well. But I'm quite happy with that. It's very minimal, but it just gives me a little bit of something else. Let me show you this one. So I actually apply this using my finger. I'm just going to sort of dab a tiny bit onto my finger, if I can even get it. This is what the product this is what the product looks like. I'm not sure if you can actually see that, but it just has the really like a subtle sparkle. Just apply that to my eyelid. I actually might need to use a brush for this just because we're nearly out of product. Can you see how that shines? I love, love, love this. Just going all over my lid with that. Again, that is personal preference, but I am going to show you this with a torch on my eye. Can you see my eye shimmering there? So we are nearly done now. I'm just going to go in with my mascara. I actually really like this one. This is the Sky High Maybelline mascara. I'm super low on this product actually and need to restock. But this one is waterproof, so it lasts all day, no matter whether it's rain or shine. I just went with the black, but you can also go with a brown. I really like this brush. I just think it separates all the lashes so beautifully. And obviously you can apply lashes if you want. I actually personally don't. I don't think I've ever worn eyelashes. Who knows, maybe if I did try them, I wouldn't then go back to not wearing them. But for now, I'm pretty happy with this mascara. Just trying to get them inner lashes as well. I like my lashes to be like individual lashes and not like clumpy lashes. I don't know if you know what I mean, but I really don't like clumpy lashes. Just going to apply some on my lower lashes as well actually. I can't talk when I'm applying mascara and also pull the funniest faces. I feel like when I'm filming I just need to be so much more conscious of what I'm pulling with my face. But I'm really liking this look. I'm just going to go in with a bit more of this highlighter, but actually using this on the lid of my eye, just on the inside, just to really make that stand out. Just going to apply this with obviously my brush. Just going to sort of sweep it across there. I'm just going to go to about halfway with that. Sorry, I just need to check in a mirror close up. So we could obviously go a little bit more volume with the lashes if we want to put fake ones on. I like this. Then to finish this look off, we're going to go in with the lips. Obviously I have had the Laneige sleeping mask just resting on my lips the whole tutorial, and now my lips really are ready for their final coat. I'm going to be using this Revolution pout liner. This one is the plumping liner. It's in Chauffeur Nude, and it's just this really gorgeous pink colour. It's just going to line the lips beautifully. So I'm just getting a little bit closer just so I can see, because I'm using the viewfinder. And I'm not going outside my lip because I don't want them to look too big. I just want it to give it a bit more like definition, do you know what I mean? So I think that is pretty good. So it's just giving it sort of a bit of definition around my lips. Sorry, I'm not comfortable. So like that. And then just go with the shade that you normally use on your lips, whatever that may be. I'm just using this one. It is giving like matte, so I'm going to go over with a gloss. But you want one that's going to like last. Obviously, it's nice to not have to always reapply your lips. So that one is actually going to last all day. But I'm just going to go over it with my Laneige lip sleeping mask. I know this isn't actually technically a gloss, but I just love this. I love the look of it. I just think it makes the lips look so lush, and it smells incredible, not to mention looks incredible too. So that is looking pretty good to me. It's all coming together nicely. This is very much like a trust the process sort of thing, but we're just going to finish off with our setting spray. You definitely want a good one that's going to keep the makeup on. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible setting mist. This one is the 3-second setting mist. It's 36-hour no transfer. So I'm just going to keep it at a bit of a distance from my face and just go in. Do you know what? A setting spray, I would say this is a 10 out of 10. It really does like cool you down. It just adds that finishing glow. Obviously with the powder products we did look a little bit dull at the start, but that just sort of syncs everything together really nicely, and it does what it says. It sets everything in place. So really like this one. It also smells delicious too. But that is the finished look. Let me just take my hair down so we can really get a feel for it. So I've just come in here because there is slightly better lighting. It's more natural, so you can sort of really get a good look at this makeup. It's really natural. We've still got that really healthy glow, and everything's blending really nicely together. And obviously you can build on this if you do want a bit more of a coverage, but I personally think this is perfect. My skin looks flawless. The primer has done its job. I just love this look. So I've just come in here because it has got slightly better like natural light, so you can really see how your makeup's going to look on the day. I really love this look. I just think it's super natural. It blends really nicely, but it does give your skin that flawless finish and you just feel a little bit more healthy, a little bit more glowy. I love this look. I obviously will link everything that I showed you in today's video in the description box down below, so do make sure you check that out before you leave. And if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. It really helps me and my channel grow. We are nearly at 30,000 subscribers, which I can't thank you guys enough for. I hope that we get there before the end of the year. If we do, I will be doing a giveaway, so do comment in the section down below what you would like to see in that giveaway. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you next haul.